Hello, operator? Operator? Emergency! Emergency! What? Oh, just a minute. Where are we calling, Grandpa?
The Happy Valley Lodge.
The emergency's about to happen at the Happy Valley Lodge. Do I know the area code? I don't even know my own name, and you're asking me for details. What?
Now what's the matter?
The operator told me to put my daddy on.
Hello and welcome back to the Movie Pope podcast. And today we are going to be taking a look at the trailer for Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro, starring Oscar Isaac and Jake Elrodi as the monster. But before we dive in, remember to like, comment, subscribe. This month for October, we are exploring all things spooky and scary. Fridays, we are doing our review of horror-related movies, everything from Beetlejuice to the Oscar winner of this year, The Substance, starring Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. So if you're enjoying the content that we're producing, remember to like, comment, subscribe. It definitely helps, and it lets us know we're on the right track. So Lee, earlier this year, when I had Bradley on, we had a discussion of Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, and what came as a surprise to me was that Guillermo del Toro decided, I'm going to have, I'm gonna do my own version of another iconic monster. That's gonna be Frankenstein. Were you aware of this at all?
No. I know you at least brought up once before, right? So I kind of had a little bit in my head, but I've not really seen it. And actually, when you talked about the trailer earlier, I'm like, oh, I actually haven't even seen it yet. So I'll be very interested to experience this for the first time, because certainly, I like Guillermo del Toro. I think he's done some solid stuff, and I think Frankenstein, obviously a very iconic character. So this is a very I would say interesting thing for me. And I know I remember Guillermo del Toro, I know one of his actual favorite movies was Frankenstein from the early 30s. So I know, for him, he liked that stuff too. Like Nosferatu was another one he mentioned. So the guy definitely has a really strong, I would say, appeal for this type of stuff. So that kind of gives me a little bit more of a confidence that he's going to do, well, hopefully something right with Frankenstein.
Yeah, because Del Toro, he kind of takes his aesthetics from the Tim Burton playbook, because
Yes.
he's very much into the Gothic aesthetics, right? So if you're expecting Del Toro to give us, his own version of Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, hell's going to freeze over before that happens, because he's more into the dark fantasy vibe to it. And if you think about it, Frankenstein kind of works for him because, as you said, this is one of his favorite films growing up, but also, Frankenstein is considered, a piece of Gothic fiction from when it was written back in the early 1800s. So it'd be very interesting to see just how much of his aesthetic he injects into Mary Shelley's classic, and kind of gives us his own take on the matter. Now, there was a teaser trailer that came out during the summer, but I held off on doing that because I was waiting for the official trailer to come out. And I'm glad, because with the teaser trailer, we didn't get a chance to see what the monster looked like. And here, we actually do get a chance to see Jake Elrodi as the monster. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Frankenstein. And I'll say this: the only thing that kind of disappoints me is the fact that, one, it's going to be released in select theaters, and last time I checked, I don't think there are any theaters in our area that's going to be showing this. And two, it's going to be streaming in November and not October. So I kind of feel like, you're kind of missing the whole spooky atmosphere. But
Interesting choice on that.
But it is what it is. But let's go ahead and take a look at this.
My maker told his tale. And I
got that very green aesthetic. There's always lightning, right?
Yeah.
I remember pieces. Memories of different men.
It definitely made me wince, but I guess it is part of Frankenstein,
And I
right?
saw it. Your name.
Didn't have the name of Abby Normal.
Victor Frankenstein.
I also really like Oscar Isaac, and I think that this is really cool. Oh, look at me, Oscar's also in it.
Yeah.
My creator.
Just to add to, like I said, the Tim Burton-esque, like, I definitely give that feel to her.
I demand a single grace from you.
Oh, that was really interesting,
If
wasn't
you
it?
are not to award me love,
It's off wall,
then I
but
will
see.
indulge in rage. Now, run.
Looks really cool. Not gonna lie, really
Yeah.
digging the aesthetic of the look. That's what's up. I like that. So, I would say I'm impressed with kind of the look about it. Right. I think that that's kind of like one of the key things when you're making something like Frankenstein, right? Kind of this dark gothic tale, is you have to have that type of, I would say, environment or those visuals, because that really enhances to me that storytelling, right?
Mhm.
So I think that this is the right director to have for that. And I think earlier when we are kind of talking about it, the guy obviously has a lot of familiarity with these films. So I feel like he's going to do it justice. So I'm very excited for it. Now, the one thing I will say is, like, for Frankenstein, and you're definitely the more, I would say, cerebral person. You're the one that has more knowledge about this stuff. I don't know a ton about, like, I know who Frankenstein and the monster are, right? But then, like, the stories that I typically see with them are all over the map, right?
I mean, we read the book
Um,
in high school, Lee. Come on.
no, we did not. We did not read that in high school. Don't lie. I would have remember. Wait a minute, we did read it in high school. Shit. Oh, you're right. We did read this in high school. Son of a bitch. I totally forgot. I don't remember anything about this. I'm not gonna lie. I guess I slept. Maybe I was in a coma for that time. But you're right. Now that I think about it, we did read this, but none of it sticks out of my brain. So,
As with many things. So,
yes. Well, you
but
know what? That's
but
why the movie Pope and not the book Pope, because clearly did not stick with me. But I mean, I will be very curious to see, like, the story they tell, because for me it'll be brand new, even though I've read it. It's still going to be a new experience for me
well,
because I don't remember
allegedly,
anything about it.
yeah. So basically, Victor Frankenstein, his whole mission is to create life. So he basically just goes and steals body parts, and
Yep.
we see a glimpse of that here. And there's this one line that the monster utters is there are just so many different pieces, so many different lives. I'm trying to remember who I am. What you want to keep in mind is that, I mean, he's not just taking one body and just reanimating it. He's just taking different bits and pieces and putting them together. So you kind of have to wonder, like, is he taking like one person's brain, or is he taking like different parts of a brain and kind of sticking them together? And you kind of create this like thing where it's like he doesn't know who he is because he's made up of all these different people,
No, that's a good point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have seen Young Frankenstein, so I feel like that's a very good barometer for how close it's gonna be to it. So I know that they get the brain. It's from Abby Normal, right? So I do remember that from Young Frankenstein. So But yeah, I mean,
speaking of which, by the way, they're going to be doing a series. I think it's gonna be next year. Called I guess Young Frankenstein or Younger Frankenstein.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well that's just stupid, but.
Well, I mean, Mel Brooks is listed as a producer for that series.
Yeah,
but
is he 90, 100? How old's Mel Brooks now?
I mean, at this point, he's the same age as William Shatner. That's all I know.
Mel Brooks.
Oh, so
99 years old.
So,
99 years old.
So the series is called Very Young Frankenstein, and it's got Zach Galifianakis, Kumail Nanjiani, and Carrie Ewells in it. So it should be quite interesting.
I don't know all that, but as far as this Frankenstein goes, I will be very curious to see and experience the story for the first time. Like I've never heard or seen it before. So
as if you've never read the book before, right?
I know, right? So, but hey, I guess we'll find out early November, right? So it comes out November 7th on Netflix. Assuming that we can't find a place that does the theatrical release October the 17th. So, but we'll have to see.
Well, another trailer that we'll be taking a look at pretty soon is The Bride, which it comes out next year, starring Jesse Buckley and a certain Christian Bale as the monster. So if you're interested in seeing what our take is, remember to subscribe for that episode drop. And also leave us a like and let us know down in the comments below. Are you excited for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? Are you apprehensive, or do you think he can't? There's no way in hell he can beat Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, and have a safe and happy Halloween.
What is it? Put it down, please. Sorry, Alfred. Would you please speak a little louder? Please, Harmony. Alfred, speak a little louder. My stupid son-in-law is banging his head on the wall.